Last week, many Milan fans got their wishes with Vincenzo Montella ousted as coach and promptly replaced with Gennaro Gattuso. However, after a draw with Benevento, is it a case of be careful what you wish for? Okay, so firstly, the point of this video is not at all to say that Vincenzo Montella was the long-term option for AC Milan, or to place blame on Gennaro Gattuso for the draw against Benevento. Rather, it's to ask the question whether in the short term for the club, it was the best option to change coaches at this point of the season, and to change coaches to the likes of Gennaro Gattuso, who has, let's say, questionable coaching experience. Now, I'm a big believer personally in stability, and we've seen firsthand how changing coaches continuously, particularly during a season, can negatively affect teams. We've seen it at Inter time and time again over the past couple seasons, where even despite spending in numerous transfer windows, they really haven't gotten anywhere until this season under Luciano Spalletti. For anyone that listens to the FIF pod regularly, you would have heard me say on multiple occasions that I think Montella should at least stay until January. I think he deserves that based on last season's results. And that's not because I think he is the long-term option, as I said before. I disagree with a lot of what he was doing with this squad. However, I'm just a big believer in stability, and I've seen firsthand how negative the coaching changes can be. Now, I just want to look at that Benevento game to illustrate that. In one area that Milan was doing well under Montella this season is that they didn't concede many shots. In fact, only Juventus and Napoli conceded less shots per game prior to the Benevento match. Now, Benevento produced 17 shots during the 90 minutes. Previously, the most shots Milan had conceded this season was 16, and that was Napoli. So not even Napoli produced as many shots as Benevento did. Now, again, this is not having a go at Gennaro Gattuso. This is him 1 week into a job. Of course, players are going to be a little bit out of it, trying to take in new information, new tactics, and a new environment altogether with the new coach. It's completely understandable that these results are going to happen. And as harsh as it might sound, I think anyone that called for Montella to be ousted needs to now accept that these results are going to happen, in my opinion anyway. You might completely disagree with me, but if you did call for Montella to go, and I would not have a go at you because it made rational sense, don't get me wrong. However, I think you should also consider in the short term whether ousting him and replacing him at this point of the season is a step forward or a step backwards for Milan, at least in terms of this season's results. And for me, I think Milan will end up in a worse position under Gattuso than they would have under Montella. Now, obviously we're never going to know, so it's completely subjective, but I think there were a lot of positives and some promising aspects to Montella's squad. They were obviously more dominant on the ball, which was worlds apart from where they were last season. And, you know, in attack, it wasn't so much a matter of creating, but rather finishing their chances. And I guess that's another big question mark for me personally, is that how a hardline ex-physical midfielder can better solve that problem in attack than obviously a ex-highly accomplished striker in Montella. So there are lots of things that don't quite make sense with this change, with the timings. And I guess another red flag with it is that whether Gattuso is even a long-term solution, or just purely because he was at the club, he was an easy short-term solution, and then they're going to find something else at the end of the season, which is quite likely, I think. So it's simply changing coaches for the sake of it, or is there going to be real improvement here? Don't get me wrong, I think he can provide some positives. If anything, from his coaching experience, he has been quite solid in defense at times, despite results not necessarily going his way. So I think he can help to solidify that defense. But in terms of results as a whole, I just can't see him having that positive an impact that Montella should have gone. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of the decision. Time will tell how it goes, but I'd be interested to hear from the Milan fans and even neutral fans out there what they think. And for anyone that did want Montella out, even with the fact that Gattuso has taken over, are they still happy with that decision? Or given that Gattuso has come into it, would they have actually rather stayed with Montella after all? Of course, let us know what you think in the comments below. There's lots of sentiment going around on social media as to whether Gattuso is the man for the job or not, and who should take over long term if we are taking the point of view that he will not be at the helm for the next few seasons. Either way, it's going to be an interesting few weeks, no doubt, and I'm sure if Gennaro Gattuso can do anything, he will provide some entertainment from the sidelines. Until next time, ciao for now.